Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 14 of the Fumbling Gurus. I would like to introduce you to our host. We have the one, the true, the no longer a Giants fan, G Man.
How's it going?
We also have the Beardmaster Sick. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Sick unfortunately did text us and say that he is unable to make it this week. So, unfortunately, you guys are stuck with the non bearded masters of the Fumbling Gurus, where we talk all things regarding the NFL. And I, of course, am Finn from Finsational Gaming. Hello, G-Man. How you doing, man? How was your week?
Good week.
It,
It's about to be a better week that I don't have to see my team lose.
well, we're definitely going to get into that. And I am very, very excited. We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. But just like the Fumbling Gurus tradition, we need to start off with a sad topic. Today, last night, I guess it was when the story broke, we had the passing of a legend, Demaryius Thomas. So if you guys don't know who he was a wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. He was there during the 2010s. He was an elite receiver. He amassed just under 10,000 yards for his entirety of receiving throughout his career. One of the most memorable plays of his career was the Tim Tebow to Demaryius Thomas in overtime against the Steelers, and he breaks it off and wins. What was cool about that was the first overtime rule change where a touchdown wins the game and a field goal didn't. Well, it didn't matter because the game was over on that touchdown. G-Man, I know I see you there drinking your water. Do you have any sort of recollection, remembrance of Demaryius Thomas? What can you tell me about him?
I know that he was. I think he played in the '80s with Peyton Manning, right? And
Not the 80s, but the 2010s with Peyton Manning.
2010,
When Peyton Manning
2010s with
was with the
Peyton.
Denver Broncos,
That's
he did
that's
play.
right. That's right. That's right. We could scrub that out of existence. But yeah. I mean, listen. I I was an early or later football watcher, so I didn't get to experience him in the ways that somebody who's been watching football experienced him. But losing somebody like that of that caliber is always hard. The, losing any athlete's really hard, especially somebody at 33 years of age. You know, prayers go out to his family, and I hope that NFL is taking care of them. And yeah, it's tough.
The good news is, I mean, in terms of his family, not good news out of the whole situation. The guy did have multiple great years. He got paid well, so there is money that will clearly go to the family, which is not good, right? We'd rather not see that. Um, I would like to kind of focus. I know, unfortunately, the worst of Twitter took over the story, and there was a lot of questions about the vaccine status. Was that what caused it? He was involved in a car accident in 2019. He has had seizures for the last year, and he passed away due to a medical condition. The one report from CBS Sportsline had it, or CBS Sports had it that it was a seizure during a shower. There wasn't a whole lot of information, and to be honest with you, it doesn't matter what causes death. It's a sad death. Peyton Manning called him a great player and an even better person. By all accounts, this was somebody who was a valued team member, not just because of what he could do on the football field, which we know is great as a five-time Pro Bowler, as a Super Bowl winner, as the number one receiver in an offense that broke all kinds of records. But he was an even better person, and that is it's such a bad loss, anyways. And so I'd like to kind of start off getting that out of the way. Rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas. You were one of my favorite players to draft in fantasy football. One of my favorite players to watch play the game. He did everything the right way, and it's sad to hear of his passing. We also are going to continue in the I'm going to say bad, sad news, but some people are going to be happy with it, and other people are going to be kind of like, yeah, makes sense. This past week, actually, the day after our podcast last week, Ben Roethlisberger is telling teammates or telling officials or friends or whoever he's done after this year. G-Man, your thoughts?
You know, he should have been done last year, in my opinion. He's getting old. Big Ben, he's not what he used to be. Sacked 546 times. That's a fun one to tell everybody. That's on your record, but no. Big Ben definitely should have been done last year with the Steelers.
Yeah, he certainly is showing some decline, and his age is definitely starting to show. As you said, he's been sacked a whole lot. He's thrown for what was it, 63,000 yards, 415 touchdowns. He's won 2 Super Bowl rings. The guy, if you don't remember, he handed the ball off early in his career to Jerome Bettis, who fumbled the football in the Super Bowl, and they picked it up and was running it back. Was it the Super Bowl? Was it the AFC Championship game? Anyways, I think it was the Super Bowl. And Big Ben makes the game-saving tackle on the defensive player and really won the game. I will say, as somebody who is a believer in this, whenever somebody dies, you don't just immediately forget all the bad stuff. And so, as he retires, he's not dead, but as he goes to retire, I do think it's fair to bring up, this guy has some shady past stuff. He's put it behind him. He has turned a new leaf. He's been the model citizen since then, as far as we know. But he's got some allegations in the bathrooms that's not so clean.
Listen though, like if he played on the same caliber as Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, maybe we would be like, you could probably wait a few years to retire on the later end of, your run, but that guy is not at the same caliber as those two.
Not anymore. Peyton Manning had a major decline as well, and people were questioning when he should retire. But congratulations, Pittsburgh Steelers. You now got to figure out what you're going to do at quarterback. Good luck. I got nothing for you.
Take Deshaun Watson. Take him.
You know what?
Take him.
There are some people saying that he would be a good match for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, look, you got a guy taking iffy pictures in the bathroom. You got another guy, can't, yeah, no hand in it. So
that was the problem.
I don't know.
So a potential replacement, as the big news that came out, Russell Wilson had apparently come forward and said that he would waive his no trade clause for 3 teams that got listed, but a 4th team was kind of in talks, and that was Giants, Broncos, Saints, and Eagles. He has since refuted the claim, but he doesn't seem to be happy in Seattle. The rumors swirled last year. G-Man, what are your thoughts about the Russell situation?
Look, I heard that he wants to stay, like he talked it out with Seattle, and then he's not happy with Seattle. It's wishy-washy. So at this point, you really have to wait until the season's done to see what he wants to do. I think that those talks don't start for no reason. There's something up. Like when your team is a 4-win team this season and you're already kind of disgruntled, maybe you do look for other opportunities somewhere else.
I think you have to start thinking, where does he want to go? And it seems like it's all but time to divorce Seattle. Seattle's run seems to be done. It's kind of heading to the direction of a clean sweep. And, Russell Wilson and any team's going to look good. Russell Wilson with 2 of those teams, the Broncos and Saints, kind of scary. The Eagles, They've got 3 high-end first-round picks. They've got some money. It's possible that they could be a team that could make a push with the right receivers to make them even scarier. But, man, Russell Wilson throwing to all those receivers in Denver, that would be terrifying. And then
That would be scary.
it would be. And then that kind of spins the tornado and stuff. Where does Aaron Rodgers go? Everything said Aaron Rodgers was going to Denver. Does Aaron Rodgers end up staying in Green Bay? Does Aaron Rodgers say, well, he's in Denver. Do I now go to Philly? Do I go to Pittsburgh? Do I go to Miami? Assuming Miami decides to move on from Tua, which I doubt it. It's a lot of question marks when it comes to, which piece falls first. That's the other part, right? So G-Man, I'm going to ask you this. You are a franchise. You're the Eagles. You get your pick. Both quarterbacks want you in this hypothetical. Who would you rather have your quarterback, Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers?
So, for me, Aaron Rodgers is the better of the two quarterbacks. But are you going to get the longevity that you would be if you were to pick up Russell Wilson? Because you're in it for the long run, like you might get close to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, but you might not get there in the 2-year span. So he might dip out and retire, and then you just spend all this money on a guy that you put all your eggs in one basket on. And that I would go, honestly, with Russell Wilson. He's solid. He's got a lot of time left on the field. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'd go Russell Wilson all day, every day.
If you're looking simply at who is the better quarterback, I think it's hard to say that Aaron Rodgers isn't the better quarterback. But Russell Wilson's a little younger. Russell Wilson still has the scrambling ability that Aaron Rodgers has, but Russell Wilson scrambles and is so much more mobile than just about any quarterback. I do wonder, in a new system, the way Russell Wilson plays, is it harder for teams to adapt? Offensive linemen have to kind of learn how to play with the way he plays. But he's so good. Actually, so going back to when he was drafted, there were 4 quarterbacks that were highly regarded in that draft. You had Andrew Luck, who went number 1 overall to the Indianapolis Colts. You had RG3, who went to the Washington football team. Now they're called that. Then you had the Dolphins that took Ryan Tannehill at, I believe, number 8 overall. You also, in that same draft, had Kirk Cousins. But Russell Wilson went in the 3rd round. Fun fact, Jacksonville took a punter 1 pick ahead of Russell Wilson. Just a little fun fact. I personally wanted Russell Wilson over Ryan Tannehill. I thought Russell Wilson was going to be a better quarterback than RG3. And I actually told my friend this, that Andrew Luck's the better quarterback now. Russell Wilson might go down as the best quarterback of the draft class. So I'm going to pat myself on the back on that one. It's one of my few wins. So I'm just going to move on before you even have a chance to refute anything.
I would agree with you. So
well, other than you did it back then. I did this before and during the draft.
Oh.
So before history review showed itself, and we know now. G-Man.
Yes.
The Lions, they did something.
What did they do, Finn?
They didn't lose a game.
Did they draw again?
They didn't draw. They did not tie. That's right. The Detroit Lions win, baby!
No! But, the crappy thing about that is they didn't win when we pick them. They win when we don't pick them.
It took them 364 calendar days to do it. But the Detroit Lions get their first win of the year.
For less than a year,
living life on the edge. I need, though, to go back and question some things. It's 4th and 1. They're on their 28-yard line. They got to go a long way to go before they're even in field goal range here. There is 4 minutes and 8 seconds left. They have the lead. And they went for it. And Jared Goff does what Jared Goff does. A Goffle play. And he fumbles the football. And the Minnesota Vikings, they get the ball. And they score. And they take the lead. But that's nothing. Jared Goff says, I'm the king around here. He takes the ball, and he drives the length of the field. And with no time left on the clock, he delivers a ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown for the go-ahead touchdown. The third of the day for Mr. Goff. And the Detroit Lions, they snap the losing streak. They snap the no-win streak. They do it improbably. Improbable. But they did it. Let's go, Lions. I just want to... I just got to give them some applause, man.
Yeah, I mean, same. Who did they beat?
The Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings?
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Sorry, Nat.
I would hate to be a Vikings fan.
Ooh, man. Could you imagine?
Can you imagine your team winning to or losing to the Lions?
The Lions.
Right. Ugh.
And keep in mind, they did it without their star running back, DeAndre Swift, who pulled his hamstring. I believe, was it his hamstring? I don't know. He hurt himself. He's out this week. Big.
That's unfortunate.
But you know what? Don't matter. Detroit did it.
Detroit did it. And you know what? It's not a must-win game for them.
Not yet.
But it felt like it.
So, you know, Sick gives me a lot of crap sometimes because I constantly call certain teams bad, and the Vikings are on that list. The Vikings lost to the Lions.
Vikings are pretty bad. But you know what's another bad team that I couldn't imagine my team losing to is Jacksonville.
We're right. We're going to move right on. So we are going to talk about a game that happened on Monday Night Football. We talked about it once G-Man made his upset pick of the week. A little, guys, little heads up. So it's about to happen, some foreshadowing. But the New England Patriots, they go to Buffalo and they say, we are here to play a game. And the weather said, ha 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 ha. That's cute. Man, it was gusty. I don't know if you actually watched any of the field goal during pre-games and stuff. Like, one guy threw the ball up into the air and the ball came back towards him. Kickers could barely kick the ball past 10 yards. It was hilarious to watch, but not good grounds for a football game. Did you watch any of that game, G-Man?
Caught little bits and pieces of it. Yeah. I did see the win, though. That was nuts. That was nutty.
So I'm gonna hand it off to you and let you run with the story of the Patriots. You picked them to win. What did you see out of their offense, and how much trust did they have in that great rookie quarterback?
Listen, that kid's good, but he only had 3 passes that entire game.
Wait, hold on. Did I hear that right? Jared Goff threw 3 touchdown passes. Mac Jones only threw 3 passes?
That is correct.
There's nobody in the media that would say that he had a good game, right?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, you'd be the worst sports journalist ever if you said that.
Absolutely. By the way, I have a gripe. I'm going to go on a rant. I'm going to sit on my soapbox. Sick, I'm sorry, you can't tell me not to do it on here. Mike Florio. He came out and said that Mac Jones deserved Rookie of the Week this week. In a game that he threw 3 passes. In a game that he completed 2. One was a a running back screen, and the other one was a barely caught pass that almost was an interception. And a third one was an incomplete pass that he probably should have run the ball. He threw 3 passes as a quarterback in today's game in 2021. There is no excuse for this other than the coach did not trust him. There is no way to spin it and say that he had a good game. He did not. He was not a part of the game plan. He sat down and did absolutely nothing. We need to stop with this garbage about how great he is and how he's a Hall of Famer. Mike Florio said that he deserved Rookie of the Week because he handed the ball off well and he was selfless. If we're going to go by that, the Detroit Lions play hard every week. Congratulations, guys. They are your 2021 Super Bowl champions. I think it's disgusting that certain players and certain teams get this media bias, this Northeast bias that you'll hear all the time. And people are just like, oh my goodness, Mac Jones is the greatest quarterback to ever step on a football field. I looked up his numbers. If you look at his touchdowns, he has thrown 16 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Teddy Bridgewater of the Denver Broncos, a quarterback that many people think are replaceable. Many people, being the Carolina Panthers, traded him. The Saints didn't re-sign him, and the Vikings let him go. Teddy Bridgewater had 16 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on the year. They have almost identical completion percentages, identical yards. Why is one being a backup replacing a quarterback that's constantly being asked to be replaced, and the other one is a future Hall of Famer with a super bright future and deserved Rookie of the Week on a week that he threw 3 passes? G-Man, why?
I don't know. You gotta quote him correctly, though, Finn. The quote was, he executed the handoffs flawlessly all night. Okay, it doesn't take that much skill to hand off a ball and have your running back run through a line. It's not you doing the work, it's your running back doing the work. I don't know. I don't know. He's good. I'm going to give him that, but he's under one of the best coaches in the NFL. I would like to see him go to the Lions or Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, step in his shoes and see if he does as well. Put Trevor Lawrence in New England and see if he isn't Rookie of the Year or Rookie of the Week, you know?
There's no question that he has been put in the best situation possible to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that this game showed the deficiencies of the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
More so than it showed anything about the Patriots. The Bills are this great defense. They're supposed to be big, strong, and physical. And they showed that they were unable to stop the run when they knew what was coming. Their secondary is nasty and is one of the tops in the league. But you still have to stop the run. And now this is a game plan that's not going to work on most weeks. I mean, it didn't work really this week. The Bills had a chance to win the game. The Bills had a chance to win the game. Josh Allen failed. Josh Allen missed the throw. It happens. But I want to see what happens when this rookie quarterback that people are praising, when he has to win a game. When he has to put the entire team on his back and go 80 yards. When he has to make a play. And I don't think he can do it. And Belichick agrees with me. He had him throw 3 passes in a game in 2021. Which was the least amount of passes since the 70s. Since the Bills threw 2 passes and a win.
That's insane. I don't know why this is even being talked about. Like, why is he even being talked about for the accomplishments of that win? It should be the other players that are being talked about, not him with 3 passes.
I agree. And welcome to the NFL, where the MVP really stands for most valuable player. No, that's just the quarterback that wins.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but
go ahead.
I listen, Bills, they've been on a decline. Like, they started off strong, and then they just kind of had this rocky bottom. But guess what? I said it before. How do you lose to Jacksonville? And the Bills lost to Jacksonville too. I don't know, man.
The Bills and Vikings are 2 of the most interesting teams in the league. They can beat anybody, and they can lose to anybody.
The most important part of this is I got the W. So, I mean, it's all good. I knew they were going to win. I knew that New England was going to beat the Bills, and they did, and I'm so happy.
They did win. You did get the point. We're going to discuss that here in a minute, but it's fine. It's cool. We do our own thing here. We just like to have fun, and I got my little rant in, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
The Bills are still a good team, and they're going to do as well as Josh Allen does, and Josh Allen was inconsistent. The Bills' offense is inconsistent because their quarterback's inconsistent. They don't have a running game to speak of. It's bad, but it happens. You know, it's a 17-game season, and then the playoffs. The Bills very well might go into New England and absolutely embarrass the Patriots. And matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked to see that. We'll just see how it all plays out. Unfortunately, New England is the number one seed in the AFC, and I don't like that. I hate the Patriots with a passion of mine, and so I do not want to see that continue. And the Bills, they get a break this week. They play a team that, oh, wait, they're in Tampa. Weather wise is going to be real nice. They went from cold and windy to 80s or mid 70s. I don't know what the exact forecast is going to be, but it's going to be real nice here in Tampa Bay. Josh Allen won't have to throw in 40-mile-an-hour gusts of wind.
True.
It'll be like 7-10.
True.
This is a must-win game kind of for both teams. You've got the Bucks. If things fall right, they can clinch up the division this week. And if the Bills lose, they could be out of the playoffs, looking outside the playoffs for the first time this year. G-Man,
That's nutty.
what are
Nutty.
your thoughts on this game?
Oh my god. That's one of these like last week's New England versus Bills. That was a fun one. There was a lot on the line. Another one for the Bills. That's very important for them to win. I actually had a question for you.
Absolutely.
So you said that New England clenched?
No.
They clenched, or they haven't quite clenched the spot?
No.
But
They're far
if
from
the
it. They're
Bills-
just currently the number one seed in the
and
AFC.
New England, they're on the bye this week. So if Buffalo wins against the Bucks and they end up winning against Panthers next week, and the Pats lose against the Colts, does that change things?
It'll change. I don't know what the seeding is. It's going to change week to week. Just currently, right now, New England is the number one seed.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that. I mean, we still got a lot of football left. I mean, it's
True.
still a possible that the Patriots don't even make the playoffs. Like there's still a way for that to happen. There's still 40. If 45 breaks happen, the Detroit Lions can make the playoffs. So
this 18 weeks, I hate it.
I
don't like 18 weeks.
I
like it, but I hate it. Because I'm used to the 16 weeks, so you add a couple more weeks on there. I'm just like, it throws my rhythm off. I'm like, oh, we're almost done. Nope.
Yeah, but I love the fact that me and you root for teams that are 6-7 and have playoff chances. So
that's true. That's true. The Eagles are in the wild card area right now, so that is nice.
So one of the things that I found interesting reading through Twitter this week is that the Bucks defense, the one that we love to trash and call horrible and make fun of, have given up the least amount of long passes this year. And I think long passes is defined like 25 or more yards or something. Mainly because they play off coverage so much that teams just like throw the ball into the flat and get 10 yards per catch. The Bills offense kind of has some big playability, and the Bucks secondary finally get a little healthy. The Bucks stop the run. The Bills don't try to run. This is going to be an interesting matchup from that perspective.
You want my honest opinion about how that game's going to go?
We are, but I want to go one more step into it. That is the Bucks offense. Obviously, they've got their receivers back minus AB, Antonio Brown. Gronk is coming back healthy. They've been running the football. They've been playing great. And the Bills are without their star corner. And this will be the first week that they truly get tested without their corner because, the Patriots threw the ball 3 times. So this will be an interesting matchup defensively for the Bills, and we'll really get to see who they are. G-Man, your thoughts and prediction of this game?
I think that... Sorry, don't kill me. But I think that the Bills find their groove against the Bucks because this is a do or die situation for them. And I think that, with the game on the line, I think that, you got Josh Allen, and he's going to do what Josh Allen does, and he's going to win the game for him.
I
Or could be totally wrong and they blow it out. And, you know, I don't take an L because that's not my team. But
tend to agree. I think they're 3.5 point underdogs, but their backs are against the wall, and the Bucks players are fired up, but they have a cushion. And I think the Bills come out, and I do think that the Bills kind of explode offensively and show the old man that you got to. It's a young man's game this week, and so I think it comes down to it. I think the Bills will win. I think the Bucks will have to wait a week to clinch, but it's going to be interesting. I'll say that. I'm actually excited to watch that game this week.
yeah, it's going to be a great game.
So for those who are watching now, will watch in the future, we know that Sick's not here. Sick will be getting his picks to us for next week podcast to go over. We just won't be able to share them with you guys. We apologize. Things happen. Again, he wishes he could be here. He just wasn't able to. So next week we will be talking about his pick, and you might go, but we didn't go over it. Well, we did. It's just not in the podcast. But that leads us to last week's picks. And I want to give us all a round of applause here. A round of applause. You guys don't, for those listening and not watching, I'm clapping in a circle for a round of applause.
Yep. That was good.
We went 9-0 on our picks. None of us got one wrong. Sick. He said Colts over the Texans. Boom. That's what happened. 30 plus points. Was it 31-0? G-Man?
Yeah.
Something like that. We'll gloss over
31-0.
I think it's something 60 plus to 0 on the year. The Colts absolutely obliterated the Texans. Congratulations. You chose New England over the Bills. Sick chose Washington football team over the Raiders. I did as well. I walked out of there with an easy dub. Just boom, calling it as it is. Washington football team was on a roll. The Raiders were, kind of struggling. Then they faced Dallas. But they got beat by Washington. It was a close game, but Washington won ugly. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. In the lock of the week, I had Arizona over Chicago. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, they're back. They're scary. Watch out, Arizona. They're the only team with 2 losses, and I believe they're 10-2 now. It's scary how good they're playing. And then Sick, he was like, Bucks over the Falcons, 10.5 points. That's no big deal. And sure enough, they won big. Atlanta just isn't a very good team. The Bucks are a better team. They're better. They're more talented. They're better coached. Wasn't very much to talk about in that game. And then we go to the Eagles over the Jets. And the Jets get to play the Eagles without Jalen Hurts. And here he comes, Gardner Minshew. Let's talk about it.
242 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's what I like to see. Miles Sanders running the ball excellently. It was a little rocky to begin with because the Jets ran it for like 70 yards, start the game up. But I think the first quarter started out like 7-12 with the Jets up. I was a little worried, but second quarter, 17 points, just took it away from there. I don't know, it's the Jets. I wasn't worried. Jalen Hurts, no Jalen Hurts. We could have had Joe Flacco in there and he probably would have done it. It's no big deal. It's easy work. I knew that was going to be easy work beforehand, so.
There you go. You had it. Easy work. So I had Miami over the Giants and as 6-point favorites. And, unlike the Eagles, Miami just obliterated the Giants.
Wow.
Tua looked a little shaky. He was not his normal sharp self. But he was also plagued by drops. I believe Miami had over 50 yards worth of drops, including a touchdown pass. Our rookie receiver, Jalen Waddle, outperformed the Eagles' rookie receiver against the Giants. It was fun to watch. It was a good victory. Solid defense, efficient offense, a good enough run game. Kicking still a little shaky. I believe the Dolphins missed a field goal by Jason Sanders, but they were in control of the game the whole way. And the Dolphins get a bye week, so they get to rest, get some players back. The Eagles also are on a bye week, so we actually are not going to have to discuss our favorite teams this week. We get to sit back and just watch football. It's kind of refreshing. It's kind of nice. I'm actually
Kinda
excited.
nice. Yeah. Heck yeah.
So, again, this time next week, we'll be discussing 6 picks, but we don't have his picks currently. So, G-Man, I'm going to go to you. Your lock of the week. Talk to me.
My lock of the week is the Saints over the Jets. I did it last week with the Eagles over the Jets. I got to do it this week with the Saints over the Jets. They're playing at New York. It's a 5.5-point spread. They're gonna cover it. It's more easy work, you know. It's the Jets are trash, and they're gonna stay trash. And
You hear that,
this is
Kevin?
how it's gonna be.
G-Man said that the Jets are trash. Those who don't know Kevin, he's in our Discord channel. He's a good friend of ours. Big Jets fan. We love to rag on him. You know what? That's
Well,
a
I
good
hope
pick.
he's in here so I can rag on him
Yeah.
again.
I won't lie and sit here and go, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. I originally, I had I'm trying to look here. I apologize. I had the Chargers over the Giants, and I said, you know what? I totally forgot all the Chargers' good receivers are on COVID list. So I quickly said, you know what? I'm going to go with my gut. My gut tells me if you're going to pick a team to win and cover, you're going to go with the owner of that team. That's right. That's right. Green Bay is facing Chicago. There is no way Aaron Rodgers doesn't win that game and doesn't blow them out. He's their owner. It's a 12.5-point spread. It's a lot. It's 2 touchdowns. But you know what? Let's face it, man. It's Aaron Rodgers. We got this. That's an easy dub. Go ahead. Put it in the books. Done. He owns the Giants. He owns the Bears. It's over. Goodbye. See you later. Which brings us to our upset pick of the week. G-Man, who you got this week?
I got the Ravens beating the Browns. I know that listen, before you say anything, I know that the Ravens have been kind of on a downward spiral as of late. They've been up and down, left, right. But, you know, I think that at the end of the day, you know, them being the underdog here, I still think that they got enough to pull out a win over the Browns.
You know, the Giants. I am all over the place on that. The Ravens lead the league in guys on IR. They're beat up. Their quarterback, Lamar Jackson, since he faced Miami, they kind of exposed him, right? There's been a lot more cover zero blitzes. There's been a lot of him having to make a play, and he has been able to do it. And all the injuries are starting to show. They just lost their star corner for the year. Another player down. I'm beginning to wonder if this team's just running out of steam. The Browns, though, are up and down, you know, left and right, just as well as the Ravens. So it's going to be a hard-fought game. Really, Cleveland's favorited in that game. Are they the home team?
But yes. Cleveland is the home team, yes.
Okay. That kind of makes sense, but that'll be an interesting game.
The last time they fought was in Week 12, and the Ravens beat them 16-10. And then Week 13, they lost by 1 point to the Steelers.
Sorry, you said fight,
2019.
So I thought maybe we'd do a little box.
Yeah,
go
sorry,
down.
it's UFC tomorrow, so I got that on the brain. So, but you know, the rematch this week, anything's possible. But I think they give it to them again, and they just win right over.
There you go. Both teams need that win to continue moving on and trying to keep up with Cincinnati, who is a home underdog against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, G-Man, you know that I have been saying all year that I don't think San Francisco is very good.
I have heard that from time to time, yes.
And Cincinnati, they kind of are good sometimes.
Sometimes.
And so I think Cincinnati's going to stay home and beat San Francisco. You don't like that. I could see the look on your face going, what are you talking about?
I just have a bad taste in my mouth with the Bengals, man. I have a bad taste in my mouth with them because they're just okay. They're hit or miss. They do really good sometimes, and then they just crap the bed other times. And the 49ers are the same way. It's just so risky. What there's no point spread on that one, huh?
It's a one and a
Just
half
the
point.
upset.
1.5.
Oh,
That's a
it's just
CBS has as a 1.5 point underdog.
I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I think that the 49ers take that game, man. I think that you bet on the wrong horse.
Hmm. I see what
I
you did
think that
there.
you bet on the wrong I think you bet on the wrong horse.
I didn't though.
I think you did.
I picked the right cat.
Mm-mm. No. No, no.
I did.
I it'll be interesting. That's for sure. It'll be interesting. Two just mediocre teams battle it out. The Bengals just so happen to be at home this time. Uh, I don't know. It's a toss-up game. I think that the 49ers have enough in the tank to polish them out, but that's just me. It's remains to be seen. It's
But
a pick 'em.
that's fair enough, and I certainly don't. I understand the worry. I mean, the Bengals are the Bengals for a reason. Well, guys, uh, I don't really have too much more to say, so I guess I'm gonna kick it. I do have one more final thought here, but before I say my final thought, Jamie, do you have any final thoughts here on the week?
Nope. I'm just gonna kick back and enjoy my bye week that my team has, and good luck, sick, on that win with the Bucks.
We have so kind of my last thought, and you can certainly weigh on this if you'd like, but it's kind of, you get this connotation with wide receivers that they're divas, and the young wide receivers struggle in the NFL, and we had Claypool who makes a nice first down catch, and he has to celebrate his catch instead of trying to get the ball down to get it spiked at the end of the game last night, and it costs his team about 5 to 6 seconds, which gives them one less chance in the end zone where they lost. And at some point, at what point, who's the veteran that steps in and says, "Yo, kid, grow up"? And the you're seeing a lot more players like that, and it's kind of that me first attitude kind of stinks. I do like the team attitude, and I think the teams that do it well are the teams that have the team, not me attitude.
What did he do? He just celebrated.
He celebrated with the football, made a nice remark, and then as he was walking to put the ball down, a veteran move one of the veterans kind of slapped the ball out of his hand and pushed it away so that the official had to run and grab it, and it cost him a few seconds, precious seconds.
Yikes.
Yikes is right. Well, everybody, we did talk about the NFL. We thought, all in all, we covered it pretty well. We certainly, covered all the major topics. Again, rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas. It's sad to see on the news there, and unfortunately passing away. But we did talk about some uplifting stuff. We made our picks 9-0. Let's make it 7-0 this week, and we will see you guys all again next week at 8:30 our normal time. See ya, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. 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 Bye.